Oh, yes, it's Watchdog Wednesday, and we got a fun one here. All eyes on the girl, Jeannie. Hi, Amy Jacobson here, Jeanne Ives, on The Real Story. And girlfriend back, Tiffany Henyard. You remember her, because remember, she has fraudulent spending, and we have a laundry list that we'll go over of her wrongdoings. But remember when she was a rapper, and she spent her time making these beautiful, elaborate videos?
I'm starving the board. I'm feeding the people.
She's feeding the people.
They put me in office and treat me like it's illegal. To feed the people. To feed the people.
To feed the people, Jeannie.
I gave back to communities and I cleaned the streets up.
Oh, she gave back to the community. She cleaned the streets up.
They put me in office and treat me like it's illegal. To feed the people. To feed the people.
My
to
people.
feed my people.
So you get the idea?
She fed herself.
Yeah,
the truth is she fed herself.
And her ego. So our Edgar County Watchdog group, who, by the way, they broke this story.
Absolutely.
Because they had gotten a tip from somebody, and nobody else in the media followed this except for them. Mm-hmm. So we welcome them back to the program. John Kraft is here. So, Mr. Kraft, where is she running for office? What party is she affiliating with now? And why do you think she's doing it?
Well, thanks for having us back. She moved to Atlanta, Georgia, which is in Fulton County, real shortly after she got smacked at the election, at the primary election, and then obviously she couldn't run for office after that, and then she lost her election or bid for township supervisor too. She's running for office in District 5 of the Fulton County Board of Commissioners as a Republican.
Oh, no. Say it isn't so, John.
She was a hardcore Democrat here. She was the Democrat supervisor of Thornton Township, the largest township in the state.
I know, but the thing is, she's the only Republican on the ticket for that office in the primary election. So even with one vote, she will be on the ballot for this November.
Wow. I mean, do you think people in Fulton County, Georgia, have any idea who she is?
No, and they probably don't even know she's running for office. I think she's staying low-key right now until after the primary, and then she'll start putting out stuff for people to vote for her.
Wow. I mean, we'll see if dumb does dumb. But that is, I mean, those people, they need to know who she is and what she's done.
Well, nobody's been following them better than John Kraft and the Edgar County Watchdogs. They've been on this story since September 21st. And John, just refresh our memory of how bad she was as a mayor, how many illegal, unethical things that we do. We know that she pled the fifth when she was asked to testify as part of a civil lawsuit with a federal probe still hanging over her head. She pled the fifth then. But tell people how bad she was.
Yeah, she pled the fifth under a FOIA lawsuit, our FOIA lawsuit.
Yes.
And I know you played her rap song, but when she would go to village council meetings and have a DJ there playing, "Be Better Have My Money" rap song, and then sit there and sing on the microphone, "Pay me what you owe me, pay me what you owe me." I mean, that was just so offensive. I still can't forget it.
Holy, I wish I saw that video. We need to make that go viral, especially in Fulton County, Georgia.
That's on video.
Okay.
She dressed up like a gangster and held a fake, Rottweiler dog in her arms, saying, "Pay me what you owe me."
Oh my goodness!
So when we first got involved, she was in the process of locking village trustees out of Village Hall when they tried to hold a public meeting that she didn't want to be held. Trustees, it's the Board of Trustees meeting. It's not the mayor's meeting. So the majority of the trustees scheduled a public meeting. She didn't want them to have it, so she locked them out of Village Hall, changed the locks, and told them if they had a meeting in there, she'd have them charged with trespassing. We videotaped that first meeting, too. It was out in the parking lot. And then later meetings, they would schedule a meeting, and then all of a sudden all the power would go out in the building. And she blamed it on the electric company. The electric company said, no, we didn't shut no power off, and we had power the whole time. So she had somebody turn the power off to the building so they couldn't enter the building on future meetings. Things like that. She bought 2 unmarked police cars, SUVs with township road district funds, put municipal police license plates on them, used that with the lights and sirens to get around town. And as soon as we notified the Secretary of State, within 2 days, they were up there taking their license plates off. They should have confiscated the entire vehicles, but they took the plates. The court ordered her removed from the bank accounts, told her she couldn't sign checks. She had 3 restraining orders against her. She hired a multi-million-dollar private security detail that would follow her around 24/7, 365.
At taxpayer expense, right?
At taxpayer expense, and it was with a private company. Well, that private company hired the police officers to work for them to provide private security for her.
Jeez.
She several FOIA lawsuits that they lost every one of them. In the township, she locked the assessor out of her office. She fired up a fake nonprofit charity like Tiffany Cares or something. Do you remember that March to Springfield?
Mm-hmm.
Spent a week paying security and police officers and a DJ to ride on the back of a flatbed trailer to play DJ music while they allegedly marched from Dolton to Springfield, where they ended up getting hotels every night and buying a bunch of electric bicycles that nobody knows where they're at anymore.
And those things are expensive.
Yeah, a couple $1,000 a pop.
How much was she making combined as the mayor of Dolton and the township supervisor? What was her salary?
I think it was close to $370,000 plus.
Oh my gosh,
Disgusting.
And she would commingle the funds. The board of the trustees at the village caught on fairly quick when they finally got the majority 2 years in. They stopped paying all that crap that they were paying before because they didn't have the majority. And instead of accepting that, she did 2 things. She started paying the village bills with township credit card, and she would just start writing checks with one signature, even though she wasn't authorized to do that. And the village is now suing the bank for $1.9 million for allowing her to continue signing checks without authorization and without a second signature that's required. She spent hundreds of thousands on travel, first class airfare to Vegas, top class rooms. She built an ice skating rink, bought a bunch of ice skates. Nobody knows where they're at anymore. The ice rink was never authorized by the village, so whoever paid for that whoever put that up didn't get paid. She would have concerts there all the time, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a pop, for no reason. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, she got national attention for her antics and what she was doing. Do you think? I mean, I'm hoping that the Georgia voters are smarter, but I'm really mad at actually the voters in Illinois, even though they did attempt to recall her, to take her out of office. They did attempt, that failed. But I'm talking about the larger set of voters, the voters that have allowed somebody like Tiffany Henyard to hold office this long and not held their own officials accountable, like their state reps, like Will Davis, like their state senator. What's his name? He's now the Thornton Township supervisor too. So he's raking in that big salary plus his state senator salary of $100,000, as well.
And not to mention the pension when he's done.
Exactly.
Pensions.
What is his name? I forgot now. He's the football player.
Oh, Camp Buckner?
No.
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 Oh, my gosh.
Ugh, sorry.
Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I can't either. But anyway.
We'll find out who he is.
Yeah, we'll
That's
get it. But I mean, those guys never blew the whistle on her. Those guys never got the attorney general involved. Those guys, in fact, everything that you've talked about, everything that it's unethical, illegal, everything that she did was just brushed over. It was just brushed over. And the only time that she was ever called on the carpet was in a federal court, never a state court. Never a state court. Nobody prosecutor. Kim Foxx wasn't going to prosecute her. Nobody was going to prosecute her.
I still think she'll get prosecuted. Kirk thinks she won't, but that federal investigation is still ongoing. Her former chief of police was supposed to have a sentencing hearings, and it got postponed again until this fall. So I'm thinking, he pled guilty to bankruptcy fraud. So I'm thinking that's all in the whole federal investigation of her and the township and the village and all those funds that were, commingled and spent without authorization. And I believe, and civil rights violations. And I think bribery will probably make it into the indictment if she ever gets one. She did too much stuff to not get prosecuted, and I think the feds are going to do it eventually.
Well, at least I'm looking online, Fox 5 in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. They did do a story, but they really need, maybe you, John Kraft, or the others, Edgar County Watchdog Group, can contact the Fulton County GOP because they need to expose this further. I mean, just
I've left
dabbles
and with them, and they haven't called me back.
Oh, really?
Well, how about if we all go down there and do a press conference with them? Let's go to Atlanta. Who wants to go to Atlanta for the weekend? We'll go do a press conference with the GOP there and force them to reveal who she is. I'm embarrassed. Look, when Art Jones tried to run as a Republican, we ran him out of town. You can't have somebody like this pretending to be a Republican with a record like this. It's disgusting.
And I'm not sure if we can prove when she actually moved down there.
Well, they're saying that they spoke with a political advisor at Emory University, and they said that she registered to vote in Georgia on February 27th.
But how long has she lived there?
That would have been right after her loss at the election.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, so we'll stay on top of this because, this is just, it's a black eye. It's embarrassing. Oh, we're sending our finest down to Fulton County, Georgia to vote
That tells me her intention was to run for office when she moved.
Yep. She found a place. I wonder if she picked. How did you find out she was running for office?
Somebody posted on the Facebook group I'm in that she's running for office, and they posted the list of everybody that qualified for the office they're running for from the Fulton County Election Authority.
By the way, that state senator who took her place is Napoleon Harris. He's been down in Springfield since, I think he got elected in 2012, so he's been down there a long time. And again, they just let her do whatever she could get away with and didn't say a word. None of these Democrats policed their own at all.
And you know that they knew what she was doing was wrong. And remember the billboards, too, and this... it's just such opulence for Dolton. And look, and the residents of Dolton's are the one who had to pay for it. Mm-hmm. They had to pay for her shenanigans.
And they're still operating the township off the illegal compensation ordinance. That's invalid, but they're still paying themselves outrageous amounts. So that compensation ordinance is invalid, and somebody with money and authority needs to take care of them.
So Napoleon Harris is making how much as the Thornton Township supervisor? More than the vice president of the United States, I think.
290,000, somewhere in that range.
Oh, more than J.D. Vance.
Yeah.
And what exactly is he doing?
You know what? I got to tell you.
Attends a few meetings.
When the hell are the voters in this state going to frickin' wake up? When are they going to wake up? You've got that other superintendent down that way making $550,000 in compensation as a school superintendent. And I don't know, 19% of the kids read or do math at grade level. When will the voters in this state wake the hell up? Kick them all out.
When Henyard holds hundreds of $1,000s worth of gas giveaways in various towns in the township, just show up with a township credit card and they just start swiping the gas tanks for anybody that shows up. $10, $20, $30, $40,000 worth of bingo prizes every month, which is, violates the law.
Taxpayer money, taxpayer funded.
Free $50,000, $75,000 concerts every month. What do you expect? People are going to vote for the people that put money in their pocket.
People are stupid.
I know.
Right. Okay, we got to take a break. John, I want to thank you so much for bringing this story and bringing all the real information, the meat of it, because that's not what's happening in some of these other people reporting on this, her moving and running as a Republican. They're not giving us, everybody, the meat and potatoes, which people deserve to know how bad it is. All right, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to The Real Story.
We were talking to John Kraft from the Edgar County Watchdog Group. He had mentioned that she had a meeting where she got up and was singing.
Yeah.
And do you have that clip, Peter? Can you play it for us?
God wanted me to lead the people. God knew that I wouldn't take no mess. He knew that I would stand strong in the fire for you.
Despite all of these incidents showing her sheer disrespect for people and complete disregard of her civil responsibility, Henyard somehow found the gall to show up to a village board meeting dressed as a cocaine kingpin to the tune of, "Better have my money." Meanwhile, the people of Dolton are still wondering when the is going to stop spending theirs.
Tiffany Henyard certainly isn't shy about attracting attention. Here she is starting a Dolton Village board meeting dressed like the Wesley Snipes character in the movie New Jack City, later punctuating her political points with the help of her own DJ.
Every single resident. Pay me what you owe me. Thank you, DJ.
Napoleon Harris knew about this. I mean, this is embarrassing for their own Democrat Party. And they should have sat her down and said, have a girlfriend. This one, you need to have a girlfriend in your life to sit you down and be like, honey, what are you doing? Let's regroup here. What direction are you taking this? What is happening?
They didn't care. They don't care. Will Davis either.